46th episode of the Yellow Couch Chat Show. Very, very excited to be here. My name is Ella Nyman. I'm your host for today, and I am joined by two fantastic guests. Not one, but two guests on the couch today. I think that could be a first, maybe not. So we're calling today a JTI takeover because I have two directors from JTI with me today. I've got Mr. Yassin Hussein, who's the marketing director at JTI currently, and Charles Mauya, who is the sales director at JTI. So I'm super privileged, double trouble over here. I'm looking forward to learning from you both today and hearing about your world and also your career progression, because you are both very accomplished gentlemen. So I think there's a lot myself and our viewers can learn from you today. Today's theme is about the power of yes. So I'm going to ask you a few questions around that, but really looking at career growth, opportunities, and yeah, just sharing on your experiences. So karibuni sana.
Asante sana Ella. Asante sana Ella.
Glad to have you. So I'll start with you, Yassin. I'd like you to tell us about a time where you had to up your game to get the next opportunity. Maybe kind of have that stretch goal, like I want to be there. What are the things that you did to get you there? What was your process? How did you prepare yourself? How did you get yourself to that next step?
Right. Good morning, Ella, once again, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too.
So, first and foremost, highly appreciated for us to be invited here. For me, I mean, when you talk of career progression, one example I have is when I was moving out of a whole industry to a completely different industry. So I had an opportunity or privilege working in tourism industry for about 6 years across the whole value chain, talking from travel agents to operators, hotels, all the way to Tanzania Tourist Board, which is under the Ministry of Tourism. So when I decided to move out of the tourism industry, joining the FMCG, there's a couple of things which I ended up doing. So, and for everyone, in your career, there's two things you need to think about. One is what you love most, and the second piece is what you are good at. So that is competence vis-a-vis commitment and passion. So where your heart is and where your brain is, in other words. So I took a break for about a year, went for further studies in UK, and then started channeling my way back to FMCG, and my first route to FMCG was Coca-Cola Company. And so if you talk of the process on how I decided to take that leap, was through one, take a break, take your time, think about it, and then see where you can get next. So that is what I did, literally. So same way, when I was moving out of Coca-Cola Company, joining JTI, it was the same thing again. Thinking of why do I want to go to JTI? So, and the process goes with a break, ask, and have your matrix, sort of a scorecard, saying, what do you want to achieve in terms of your next career? Is it about finance, fulfilling your financial obligations, or your career obligations? So you have to get the right balance between the two.
Yes, wow, so much to unpack there. So you sound very analytical. You take your time, yeah?
Correct.
To make decisions, taking in the information, and it sounds like, you know, some people might see that as the way to be when you're at work, but actually you're saying I apply that same
Correct.
logic to my career. That's really interesting. So find something that you love, your heart has to be in it. What was the other thing I learned? You've got to be good at it as
Correct.
well. And take time, take a break if you need to.
Take a break, yeah.
How long are these breaks that you're taking?
So it depends. I mean, it can be, for instance, when I went to UK, I think I took a break of 2 years.
Yeah, wow.
2 years break. So went for my master's degree in marketing.
Yeah.
I started my route in academics as BSc, a cultural economist, and then worked as a marketer in tourism industry, and then I had to up my game by beefing up my knowledge when it comes to marketing, understanding more marketing, and then channeling my way now to the industries which I think I can add value to.
Right. So what I'm hearing as well is this was not an accident. This was an intentional path.
It was an intentional
in the
path.
making for years.
Yeah. You have to deliberate,
Yes.
you have to plan, and you have to work on it.
And have discipline as well. Very inspiring. Charles, let me come to you. I want to learn about you as well.
Yeah.
I'd like to know what serves as a guiding principle in your life. Almost like, what is your kind of motto for success? You're obviously very successful, so share the secret.
Thank you, Ala. First and foremost, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Pleasure to be here. At the
Very
Airport.
happy to have you here.
Thank you very much. For me, I think the key thing, it's all about determination, planning the career, and as well putting up a focus and commitment to the direction that you want to take. So having a strong background of finance, planning is one of my ability. So I've been doing planning for the company for 4 years, almost 5 years. Why not planning for my career?
So is that a natural, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Does it naturally feel natural to say, this is my skill set, I plan at work, I plan in my life?
Correct.
Perfect.
So planning is part of my DNA.
Yes.
And in the planning process, I took and undertook
Yeah.
all my qualities, as you have asked.
Yeah.
I think if you ask the first question you did, I think discipline,
Yeah.
and as well as sticking on what you are aiming at,
Okay.
and putting up vision of the career.
Yeah.
That is basically what is my direction in my career, rather, and I have embraced that and stick to that,
Yeah.
to the level that I am.
And so when you're talking discipline and you're going, I have a plan, let's go, and you maybe hit a stumbling block or a barrier.
Yes.
Talk to us about that. How do you navigate that when you've got this big thing in your way, whatever it may be, or problem?
Correct. When you do planning, and always you anticipate some challenges ahead of you, and this is basically happening on our normal life. You know, there is no road that you can just always cross that is straight.
Yeah.
You have sometimes in the career you have some downfall, and sometimes you need to take it and you move forward.
Yeah.
So in my end, I think I was having a very good people around me, coaches, mentors, spiritual directors that I had around me for for many years.
Yeah.
And I think they have been very useful to guide me when I have these stumbling blocks.
Yeah.
And I had some people that have been inspiring in my career, and they have acted as people who are holding my hand.
Yeah.
So with this, all the challenges, because there is no new challenge in this world.
True.
So basically, what you have is to get good people along with you to get through.
Yes, that makes so much sense when you say it. You know, you need people around you to guide you.
Correct.
We're not alone in this world. Really, really important. Yes, and let me come back to you. So let's talk a little bit about your career. You've mentioned some of the things you've done.
Yeah.
So you've worked with both Coca-Cola and JTI in different points in your career. You've had breaks in between as well. So the question is, what advice would you give to those thinking of making a transition between employers? I know one of them is take a break in between maybe, but you can share more. Or maybe even changing direction or discipline of like moving into a new department.
Right. When someone wants to change their career, I mean, whether it's a lateral movement or whether you want to get to the next role, I think the first thing you have to be focused. The second one, you have to be curious. And the third one, you have to be prepared when that opportunity comes. So for me is, what do you want to do? I mean, for instance, if you're a trade marketeer, you have to think and say, you know, where I want to be from here. A trade marketeer has different options. He can be a sales manager, he can be a marketing manager, he can be a brand manager, he can be a brand supervisor, or it can even be a marketing director.
Yeah.
But so you decide and say, where do I want to be? So, and then you work out your way through that, either by building your networks now,
Yes.
getting to know who are in those positions,
Yes.
and what do you want to learn from them, whether establishing a role model,
Yeah.
a coach, or a mentor,
Yeah.
and then talk to them,
Yeah.
get advice. On the other side, try to see, do you have that competency? Do you have enough?
Yeah.
Do you have what it takes?
Yeah.
Do you have enough to bring on the table? And then on the other side, say, am I going to be passionate about it? Am I going to be excited? Am I going to be, committed in that particular role?
Yes.
If you can balance the two and get that sweet spot, I'm sure,
Yeah.
you can get whatever you
can
want
do
at the
whatever
end
you
of
want.
at the end of the day, right?
So talk to me about, so you've talked about mentorship, coaching, learning about the industry or wherever the role that you want to move into. And I see kind of this roadmap of, okay, I'm here now, I want to be a marketing director,
Right.
I need to build here, I need to build my skills here, I need to meet these types of people. How long is that journey? Does it depend? I mean, how far into the future are you looking? Is this a year, 5 years?
So normally, if you look at, if you have listened to different leaders, most of them, they arrive at 10 years. It takes 10 years to build a career.
Wow.
It takes 10 years to build a career.
Okay.
So whether you're a marketeer or you're a sales manager or you're a finance guy,
Yeah.
for someone to say you're SME, most of the guys have arrived with a 10-year as a number to build that particular career. So it is up to you now, either to work on getting fast-tracked into the role,
Yeah.
or working out your way and maneuvering without taking any shortcuts to get there.
Yeah.
Because most of the time, some people might find shortcuts getting to a role and then they end up failing. So it's up to you to decide, how do you want to arrive
Yeah.
at the top or at the helm of your career
Yeah.
at the end of the day. Is that 10 years people are talking about, experts are talking about, or can it be 5 years?
Okay, so yeah, it can take up to 10 years. So I think the discipline and the patience
Yeah.
and the perseverance.
Correct.
I think you mentioned that as well, Charles, not giving up
Yes.
and going and getting over those stumbling blocks. And actually, your personal story is quite interesting to me because, as you mentioned, you started your career in finance.
Correct.
And were working in finance for many years.
Correct.
And now you are sales director
Correct.
at JTI TCC. So tell us about your actual transition internally from one department to another. Smooth, seamless, easy? Was it a 10-year vision?
Yeah, it's very interesting, Ella, and a very good questions. And I think very happy to share.
Good.
Mostly with the people who are shivering to do a career conversion.
Yes. Yes.
There is always this shivering of moving from finance,
Yeah.
going to sales. It's always a very big conversion. So in my end, as I mentioned before, that I did some career planning. At the very beginning of my career, I said I will not be a transactional accountant, a transactional CFO. I'll not be a controlling accountant. I'll be a commercial accountant. So this started at the very early beginning and in my career. So I was very much involved in everything that involved the commercial perspective.
Okay.
I involve myself, either projects or anything. So I've been working in finance for 13 years, basically in the same company.
Yes.
And I have been moving in different positions, financial planning, finance manager,
Yeah.
to the level of an interim director of finance, CFO,
Yes.
the level of a
Amazing.
CFO.
Yeah.
And when I reached at that point, I realized, do I have anything more to do in finance? After these 13 years, starting from an associate to a level of heading a CFO role, do I have a new thing to add? Then I realized I have nothing to add. But within the 13 years, I already have accumulated significant knowledge of commercial to move.
Yeah.
And I had a very good advisor who was my my boss, who was willing to approve that.
Wow, so you had the internal support already.
Yeah, already internal support.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So I did the career conversions, and I think what have taken me through that is persistence, perseverance, because in the first few months, the pain was huge.
When you moved to the new role.
Yes.
Oh, really?
So
Tell us about the pain.
I missed the target for the first month I joined the department, and the second month, and the third month.
So it felt like, what have I done?
No, you see, is it because of a new person who is in the department? That's why we are missing. And not just a new person, a person who has never done sales coming from finance. So there is a personal feeling. Is it me? So I had to take some time to do a reflection, a break of 1 week, and I went to somewhere for a reflection, a meditation. Is this the right decision or not the right decision? Then after that, I realized it's the right decision. And so I listed what needs to be done. What needs for me to be successful in that role. And all what I have listed, what I need to do for me to be successful as a sales director, commercial director, has worked out. As we speak today, TCC, under my leadership, has recorded the highest sales volume, which has never happened for the past 60 years.
Oh, goodness. Round of applause.
So
amazing.
This is very
with the support of the fabulous marketing director.
With the support of marketing director, and support of the whole JTI Tanzania management and the team. So it was a big transformation for the sales, having these results, but a big transformation as well for the people, because we got the results with the same people. So it was transforming the business, but not only transforming the business, but as well in the leadership capacity, transforming as well, making the people to deliver the same results. So persistence, perseverance, but as well being focused and having a good support from the management, from the people and the team. Then we deliver and you become successful.
I love that story because it's so real, so raw. And you saying I took a week away and I had to think about this and make sense of it, but redirecting that focus back and energy into it, and the success that you've had. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Very, very happy to hear that. Great. Yassin, I'm going to move more personal now, although maybe you think I've already gone there. So I hear you've trekked Kilimanjaro twice.
Right.
Did you make it to the top?
No, this time I didn't. Last time I made it to Gilmans.
Amazing.
So I climbed different routes. In Kilimanjaro, as you know, there's about 6 routes to climb the mountain. So first time I did Marangu route, which is an easy route. It goes by the name of Coca-Cola route. This time I did Machame route, which is the most difficult route. I think the other one which is difficult is Umbo route. Machame route is an interesting route because it gives you different flavors of the mountain in terms of challenge, in terms of the attraction, but also in terms of the view of the mountain itself. So you get to see the mountain from the western side all the way to the south and the northern part. So I made it to very close to Stella Point. Stella Point is about 5,800 meters above sea level. Uhuru Peak is 5,985 meters.
So you were very
So
close.
I made it to 5,600, almost there. And then I had to go down because of the condition.
Health first, you've got to be careful. Congrats though, that
Thank
is
you very much.
already an amazing achievement.
Thank you very much.
What leadership lessons did you take from those experiences, if any, if you could find a connection?
Well, interesting. There are about 3 or 4 lessons for me. Personal lessons, but also lessons I can share with different people. One is be mindful of your pace. Be mindful of your pace. And when you go to the mountain, you'll hear this word pole pole. Everyone will tell you pole pole. Pole pole, go slow. But on my side, if I define that, is be mindful of your pace. Because if you're not mindful of your pace, you might end up harming yourself or harming others on the way. So that is one lesson for me. The way you relate to others, but at the same time, the speed of whatever you're doing. If you're too fast, you might end up harming yourself or losing others on the way. The second piece is, for me, is about embracing perfection. When you climb the mountain, you'll end up getting tired, you might feel sick, you might have a headache, you might feel stomach ache, but at times you might feel very lonely.
Did you climb alone?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
So you might find all alone, sitting in your tent, even when you're in groups, because last time I climbed in groups, you end up going to bed and asking yourself, why am I here? Why have I paid for this? It's pain.
Yes.
It's painful.
Yes.
So embracing imperfection. Imperfection, getting to know that being tired is not being sick. But at the same time, you know, being tired is part of the journey. I mean, you'll put efforts, you'll work hard. At the end of the day, you'll end up being tired. It doesn't mean you should wake up tired at the end of the day. So embrace imperfection. The third one for me is get aligned with your personal committees. And most of the time, your heart, your mind, and your spirits might get into conflicts if you're not careful. And in the mountain, that one you'll experience towards the 4th day, the 5th day, and the 6th day.
Really? So you get scrambled.
Because at some point you'll be praying so hard,
Yeah.
and at some point you'll be like, why am I here? And you wake up at middle of the night, you lose sleep, you lose appetite. At the same time, your guide will come in and say, you need to eat. Yeah. So the other one is, as you go up, after 4,000 meters, you start feeling the pressure of oxygen. So, and you'll be like, I need to go back. I need to go back. So if your guide is not strong enough to get to feel that this guy needs a mental support, some words of wisdom, pushing him, and at times holding your hand and pull you, then there's bigger chance of you getting down. So those are my lessons for me. The 3 most important lessons for me at the end of the day.
Very powerful. It's a great metaphor, not just for your leadership journey, but for your life.
Correct.
And growing as a person and having the right people around you, as you've both already said. Really, really fascinating. But congratulations on your achievements. Will you be doing it a 3rd time?
Planning to do it again in July.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Planning to do it again in July. So in July we're climbing for a cause. So there's a school, primary school in Ngorongoro, a Maasai school, which was built by Zara Tanzania Adventures. And my plan is to mobilize colleagues, friends, to join me. Charles is one of them.
Charles, you're going to?
Definitely.
But also my boss. I'm also trying so hard to convince my boss now, Mihail, also to join us.
Mihail, we need you on that mountain.
But also trying to mobilize friends, climbing for a cause, to contribute for that particular school, and supporting Zara Tanzania Adventures in terms of supporting the school. So currently they're lacking some of facilities, including the school bus, but also probably adding some of the pit latrines at the school. So it's a noble cause, and I'm giving reasons for people to climb the mountain. When you tell people to go and climb the mountain, they will tell you, why do I need to climb the mountain? Even the people who are born at the base of the Mount Kilimanjaro, I mean, most of them, they have never made up to the mountain. So probably this is a noble cause for people to come and join us.
Okay, well, I will extend the invite to Team Empower if you don't mind.
Please do that.
But if people want to contribute to this good cause, how can they do that?
So we'll be reaching out to them. Currently, we're preparing sort of an article, and then we'll be sharing in different platforms. So probably Empower might be one of our platforms.
Yes, well, we'll look out for it. Please keep us updated. Very exciting, and well done to you all in advance. So I'm going to move over to the trivia section. This is the fun part, although this has been fun already, where we get to know a little bit more about you guys behind your jobs. We've talked about your career, your success. You are so accomplished, both of you, and I've learned a great deal. But now let's see how we can dig deeper. So Charles, I want to come to you first. As a child, what did you want to be when you grew up, or was it always finance?
It's always a very tricky question for me.
Yeah.
You know, as a child,
Yeah.
what did you want to be?
Yeah.
But my passion since I was very young was to serve people.
Okay.
To serve people. The first ambition was to be a priest. I'll be honest with you.
Okay,
This
interesting.
is yellow coach is the public.
Yes.
If I don't put everything, and people see and say, Charles.
Tell us everything.
But my as a child, my ambition was really to serve.
Yeah.
Serve people in any capacity. But that is always in my heart.
Yeah.
So even now, I'm a leader, so I feel happy because
Yes.
I'm serving some.
So it's linking back to your value system that you
my
have.
value thinking system is
Okay.
attached to doing everything with the heart.
Yes.
So that has been my passion and
Nice.
my attachment, my DNA
Yes.
since I was very young.
That's wonderful.
I'm a family man,
Yes.
so and something that you don't know, we have both of us 4 kids.
Wow. So you've got like
So
yeah,
twin
nearly
brothers.
Between you, we're gonna get to a football team. Yeah. Congratulations.
We're almost there.
Yeah,
Almost
almost there. You're doing very well. 10-year plan, yeah?
Correct.
Okay, good. Thank you for sharing. So, yeah, you're doing what you love, and it's all about heart.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go super superficial. Yes, an iPhone or Samsung?
iPhone.
Yeah, that was easy. iPhone?
iPhone.
I don't know. I'm somewhere in the middle. I don't even know if that's allowed. Neither. Okay, Yassin, the belief is that people in sales and marketing, actually I'll ask you both, are extroverts. Are you an introvert or an extrovert?
So on my side, I've done a lot of psychometric assessments, and every time I do it, regardless whether it is MBTI or any other, I've landed into being an introvert.
Yeah.
So at times, I've never been even at the borderline of being an extrovert or in between.
Yeah.
But I've always been rated as an introvert, INTJ, mostly when I did MBTI like 3 times.
Yes.
So I think I'm tending to believe I am an introvert.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the MBTI one is about where you draw your energy from. So it sounds like, so it means that when you are depleted of energy, you need to be alone to replenish. But that's interesting in itself. What about you, Charles? Are you an introvert or an extrovert?
I think it's the same, you know.
Yeah.
It's the same. And very controversial for me. But I've done psychometrics.
Yeah.
Many of them.
Yes.
Always
Always.
introverts.
Always
Always
introvert.
introverts.
Okay.
Always
Interesting.
introverts. So
It's a good thing.
yeah. So yeah.
So even introvert can be in sales and marketing.
Oh yeah. Okay. So you're dispelling all those myths, busting myths all day. So good. Glad to hear it.
Yeah.
And could you share, just as a final question, what is your favorite childhood memory? Let's go back in time and relive our childhood. Charles, I'll start with you. If any.
Yes, I have. I think when we were young, we had a choir. A choir. So, and I was leading the choir.
Wow. So your leadership
very
journey
young.
started very long time ago.
So it's always very good memory for me when I reflect the moment of pleasure and happiness, you know, during those days.
And was this in church?
Yes.
Yes.
In church.
Nice.
Yeah. So those days, and now I'm grown up, you know, with busy schedule, tight commitments.
You don't have time to say.
You don't have to do the same, and you know, you feel like that's happiness. You know, how can I climb back? But struggle to claim us. That I still remember those very good days.
Could you somehow take that beautiful memory and your skills and start a JTI choir?
A very good idea, a very good initiative.
Yeah. For charity.
I play keyboards a bit.
Oh my goodness, wow.
Yeah, and trumpet a bit.
Yeah.
So I still have, and my kids as well, 3 of them.
Yeah.
They are playing keyboards.
Yeah.
So when I sit with them, we can sometimes sing and dancing and praying. So
musical family. I like it. Is there anything you can't do? Multi-skilled. That's excellent though. I like that. Okay, so we're gonna have to find a way for you to put together. You're doing a charity event climbing Kili. I think we need a musical charity event as well.
Definitely.
I'll be counting on you.
To support the same cause.
Yes,
Support the same
exactly.
cause.
See, guys, I can join your marketing team. I'm in.
Sure.
Okay, Yassin, what about you? Childhood memory.
So, for me, I think my first day in karate school. I think that is the memory. I think I still have it to date. Going with an excitement of joining a karate school, learning some kicks, and punches and all that, and ending up sweeping the floor and mopping the floor for a week.
Nice discipline.
That was the memory I have up to date.
Wow.
So we normally joke around with my teachers. My teacher is still there, Sensei Mark, and every time we talk about this, we always laugh because the way he took us to the karate school with a lot of no one wanted to join the karate school by then in Moshi. I'm born and bred of Moshi town.
Okay.
So the guy convinced us, took us to the school. But the first day, beginners normally, they're the ones who are given all the donkey work.
Yeah.
So you'll sweep the floor, you'll mop the floor for some time. But they give a reason why you should come tomorrow, without you getting into that age of quitting. So that is the most important.
So it's probably served you well in your life.
It did.
In your leadership journey. It's a good discipline, kind of perseverance lesson. Very nice. Well, it's been a pleasure to have you both here. I want to leave you with the final words. Our viewers are always eager to learn and get pearls of wisdom. So I'll give you both a minute just to wrap up any final thoughts before we close our session today.
Sure. I think in life, especially in the leadership, but as well in the working, there are some key fundamental principles that if you want to be successful in the journey, they definitely need to hold up. One, I think for me, it's discipline. Discipline that I can always repeat 3 times, 10 times, but as well your behavior is important. Be focused, determinations, plan your career and stick to your plan. This is very, very important. I think in any level, starting the career today, either in your business, I think this is very important. But conclusively, persistence and perseverance.
Yes.
You'll find a lot of waves along the way. So it's very important to make sure that you have a persistence and perseverance and make sure you do what you love, your passion.
Fantastic. Thank you for that advice. I've learned a lot from you. And on the subject of the power of yes, saying yes to new opportunities, getting stuck into commercial mindset, trying new things so that you can get to the next step. Thank you for being here, Charles.
Thank you.
And Yassin.
For me, Ella, career is in your hand. Be open, be curious, be self-aware, but also be mindful of others as well. And build your network. Relationship can take you a long way. That is your social capital. Connect with people who are older than you, knowledgeable than you, but also find ways of dealing with people who are younger than you, but also if they're in lower cadres, your subordinates, and find ways of supporting others. By supporting others, literally, you're just building also yourself into higher levels as well. That is my advice to people.
Fantastic. I thank you both for your time. I know you're very busy people. You've got a lot going on. You're running things as directors. So thank you for being here to take the time to give back to our audience. As I said, I've certainly learned a lot from you both. Please do come back and keep us updated on the plans for the charity events we'd love to support.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And thank you all for joining us today. Please do tune in again for our next episode of The Yellow Couch. Subscribe to our channel. We are on YouTube at empowerlimited. So if you want more content like this, you can find us there. Follow our pages on the movement. And also we are on all social media. So you can find us on Instagram, LinkedIn, and all the rest. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.
Thank you.